Welcome to the Indivisible Marin New Volunteer Orientation. This is Betsy Guthrie, the co-lead for the recruitment and engagement team, and I'm joined by Nanda Shorsky, who is my fellow co-lead. Our agenda tonight will be a review of our commitment to volunteers, the tour of our website as a portal to action, and some steps for getting started. To volunteers, the first thing is to make sure that whatever we do really makes a difference. We assess efforts to make a difference to leverage your time. For example, when we phone bank, we're phone banking in to a swing district in California where a congressional seat where the Democrat lost by 500 votes to a Republican in 2022. And it is one of the best chances we have of regaining the House. And we make a difference there. It's the Central Valley. They need callers, outside callers. It's a low-income area, and it's where we call, and it's where we canvass. That is making a difference. He said he needed 3 more votes per precinct. Wow. So what do? We go in there, and I think I got 3 more votes when I was there on Sunday, because we were, of course, talking to Democrats. I just want you to know that. So that is an example of where we do, as opposed to calling, everyone wants to call for Kamala. Well, there are thousands of people calling for Kamala. That's wonderful. But we give you opportunities to go to areas where you'll really make a difference. And with experience, I'd like you to know that all of us, we have a very firm, a strong steering committee, a management team. We have a system of committees. We're very mature in terms of our systems and structures. Most of us, like Nanda and I, have been we have been professionals. Nanda was a dean at a college, okay, and I've been a project manager at a major company and managed teams all over the country, all over the world. So we bring that experience here to Indy Marin, and we are also highly remote. Less than a third of our members now are from Marin, and over about 40% of our members are outside of California. So we're a home base from any location. And we like to offer personalized support and encouragement to new and experienced volunteers. As you'll see in our phone banks, we put you in a room with a mentor, with people of your experience. And the mentor will talk to you personally. And if you need, we'll contact you afterwards to make sure you can get up and running. Likewise, in canvassing, you're going to be paired with an experienced canvasser who's going to work with you. So, and we have a lot of fun and support. You know, we try to, we have, in our debriefs from our phone banks, we come together, we've gone to recognize each other, and we joke and we laugh, and, you know, we try to create a community even on Zoom. Our website, and it is we do have a Join Us tab. We have, it's an overall who we are and what we do, okay? We keep it up to date, and this is also about us. And if you have anyone that you want to recommend Indy Marin to, they can go here and see that we are indeed a highly organized group. Okay. But I think this is our nerve center right here. Take action. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about each of these. I'm going to go somewhat quickly, but I am going to point out the highlights because I maintain all of these pages, and they are my babies. So they're very important.
And she's a good mother.
I am. This is our phone, although we now have 14 mentors that help you. And this is where you go if you're interested in phoning voters. We have 2 phone banks, one on Tuesday, one on Saturday. And here we are explaining what our campaigns are. We are calling for Kamala through the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, because so many people wanted to do it. But my love is the House, and are calling for Rudy Salas. And we're going to continue to do that all the way up into the election. Now, here is more about who we're calling for. Here are the phone bank hours, 9:30 to 11:30 on Saturdays, Tuesdays from 4 to 6. Here is where you sign up. I wanted to let you know that when you sign up for a phone bank and you come here, you get complete training, background on the candidates and what you're going to call for. And then you go into a room, you watch a mentor go through the script, very good script. You're calling registered Democrats who are not frequent voters. So we're calling to get people to the polls because that's why we lost. There were hundreds of thousands of Democrats that didn't vote, and that's why Hillary lost. So, and that's also why we lost the house in 2022. And but you watch the mentor make phone calls, but you do not make calls, and the mentor will be there when you make them, but you don't make calls till you feel comfortable. So I wanted to let you know that. And this is a great little video with some of our own phone bank volunteers, many of whom were calling for they're coming back for their second or third time, and they're talking about how much fun it was and what some of their best calls were. So this link here, under new to phone banking, is also very is a good way of sort of watching people who all were very nervous and who've had some excellent experience and are feeling empowered. You just watch their faces glow when they talk about it. Okay. And then these are calling on your own, which is when you get better, you can do that. So you can call during the week. So that phone banking. And that's, by the way, one of the most, it's after canvassing, it's the most effective way of reaching voters. And it helps us because you know what, you get information from the voters. When you send out a postcard, it goes off. You don't know who read it or anything. When you call voters, you're asking them questions, and you mark if it's a wrong number. And if they say, I am a Republican, because the voting records are wrong, we mark them, they're off the list. If they say, don't call me again, they're off the list. If they say yes, and I want to volunteer, we add that information. If they say they're undecided, that means they'll probably get a canvasser coming to their door and they'll get another call. We increase our knowledge of voters, and that's really the power we need so that when we get out the vote, we are armed with good information about the voter, and we're very efficient. Canvassing voters is even more so. Here's me right here. This was back. Adam Gray was in, who we were canvassing for. This is in Modesto. He's in the area that's about south of Tracy and goes down to Merced. And that's California 13. And these are the areas where we canvass on weekends. Just about every weekend, there's a canvass in one of those. It's about 2 hours from San Francisco. We partner with a group called the Bay Area Coalition. So you're partnering with a lot of other groups so that when you get there, there's often 50 or 60 people. They will arrange carpools for you. They do complete training, and they pair you with a experienced canvasser. If you can go longer on weekends, there's Rudy Salas. That's in CA 22, which is south of CA 13. It goes down to Visalia. It's just north of Bakersfield. These are weekend canvasses, and again, highly organized. And they put you up. They actually put you up often in the homes of local volunteers. You get paid $100 a day stipend for it, and that you have dinners together, and there's a great feeling of camaraderie if you can afford to do that. And they offer Zoom training every Tuesday night. The Bay Area Coalition will offer training, and you learn how to have meaningful conversations, how to register, and how to use this little app that we use, that PDI, which tells you which houses to go to, who voters you're going to talk to, and lets you, again, enter information about the voter, which is then put in, and then they can further tailor what contact is appropriate for that voter, and you could sign up for that there. And for those, we've had people say, I want to take, not as one of these, she one year wanted to, was it 2022, you wanted to go off for a week or two in Idaho?
No, 2020, I got my RV to go canvassing, March of 2020.
Yeah, right before COVID. Well,
that
now
really changed everything. That was right. Yeah.
I love that. Well, Reno Spark and Reno Vegas, yes, there's a group now that's starting and setting up training and orientation there, and putting you with a community. And if you have friends that are interested in Canvas, this is a guide to find canvases near you anywhere in the country. All right, let me move on to texting voters. Also very effective. You do have conversations with voters, and one of you did say you texted. And what I suggest you do is join the texting team, and you will be contacted by our texting lead, who will get you going. And then we have a campaign here. Concludes full training, video training on, and that we're with a group that's Campaign for Democracy. And they are currently working to text every single Democrat in the country. Right now, they're texting in some of the swing states, and they're asking for volunteers. And so far, they've gotten over 100,000 volunteers. It's a very effective texting campaign. great. So that's a very good one. And I should go back and mention here that for phone voters, if you want to kind of be up to date on when there's a campaign change, you can there's join the phone team. There isn't. Never mind. That was an old button that we took away.
Can I ask a question about
yes.
The phone? So I wouldn't live near enough to the phone bank to go.
Oh, it's all on Zoom.
Oh, I thought you said you went into a room. Oh, you meant a Zoom.
Oh, you go into a breakout room.
Yeah,
got it.
No,
I'm so glad you asked that question. Thank you.
Oh my God, thank you. I've got to make sure I remember. It's a breakout room. Yes, you go into a special breakout room based on your experience. Yeah, right. And then we have, I'm so glad you spoke up, right voters. This is what everyone wants to do first because it's so great because you don't have to talk to a voter. I mean, really, it's so much safer. There's a lot of postcarding. I would say we're really almost sated with postcarders, but we still have campaigns going and there are ways to participate. One is in person. So if in San Rafael, there's the writing team. Here we go. Events in Panera in Marin on Tuesdays from 10 to 11:30 and Ounces, which is a new
I know that place.
Ounces on Thursday night from 5 to 6:30. You can sign up and come there and write postcards with everyone else, drink a glass of wine and
and they have very loud music.
Yeah, well, they don't start that until after 6:30.
Oh, that's good.
Actually, trivia starts 6:30, I think. Anyway, for your locally, that might be something you want to do. Talk about community, but you can also order. You can order online addresses if you're in Modesto and wanted to do it. You can order addresses. You buy your supplies.
And we do have postcarders out of the area who have postcard parties. So, no matter where you are in the state, you can invite 3 or 4 of your friends over for coffee in the morning or tea in the evening or wine in the evening and have a little postcard party. And people seem to really enjoy that a lot.
So that there is a lot of options there. We have a very, very well organized postcarding team. Spreading Dem messaging. This is a cool shirt. I'm going to share.
I don't think you can see mine.
I saw it.
Wait, just a bit.
I'm wearing mine right now. Yeah.
Fun.
That's me. And Mary Ann, and that was in Lathrop on Sunday.
And let me tell you how that started. Susan Morgan, our founder, and I were having a conversation after some canvassing, and I was saying with all the Link doorbells, what we realized is we were putting a lot of messaging into the Link doorbell, and we decided we needed to have something that you could show up. You could show up in the Link so that people would know what you were talking about. And it's also very helpful when you do canvassing. This is my grocery store uniform. I wear it all over. And people, I get a lot of feedback, and it's really fun to be validated by other Democrats and just kind of cheer the team on. And we're all having a lot of fun with this.
There is.
Can you? Sorry.
I'm just going to show you where you can order it. DemsMakeLifeBetter.org is where you order it.
That's nice.
What was the question?
Let's see. Do I remember? Oh yeah. What did you mean by link? A link to a Zoom or?
I think she meant Ring doorbell.
A ring doorbell.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say. Oh, where they see you. Okay.
Yeah. Right. And I stand right in front of it and wave with my Dems Make Life Better shirt. And you have conversations.
I also have a question about. You said this is very effective. How do you know? Because I'm so sick of the 25 texts I get a day from Democrats.
Oh, well, we're not asking for
probably
money.
Another 20 phone calls that I don't answer.
Well, first of all, yes, text. We are not asking for money. We text them and we just say, "Would you like to volunteer?" And we're texting Democrats.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. Okay. The texts are very good, very short. It's not, to the point. Phone calls. People do answer the phone.
They do.
Yes.
Yes.
We do. Yes, we use only a dialer that only picks up when someone answers. And remember, again, we're calling Democrat, and we're calling in low income areas. People answer their phones.
Oh, we're down.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Mhm.
And we have a very good short script that just what we really want to know is, do you support Adam Gray? Yes, no. Do you want more information? We'll send you his website. We've learned how to have a very quick messaging
Hmm.
to get that information from them. And we don't, I mean, you get hang-ups a lot, but if you talk to 30% of your call, if you talk to 30%,
That's
and
good.
and everybody that calls, and there's a lot of us, there were 67 on our last phone bank, and that's just one of many phone banks being run around California.
Hmm.
Just have to multiply one or two good conversations by all those people.
And
So
we
that's
do
what
have
it does.
we do have a main objective when we're making these calls. They're going to Democrats. We want to make sure as we get closer to the campaign that they are properly registered. We do two things. Are they properly registered, and do they have a voting plan? If you are able to establish those two things, you are going to get those Democrats to the polls, and that get out the vote objective is very important and makes a big impact on outcome.
And we're going to be doing the get out the vote scripts are going to start coming out at the end of September because the ballots will be mailed at the beginning of October.
Right.
Yep. And of course, the people we've identified now as supporting or I'm undecided are the ones that we're going. So we'll have a refined list of people who, number one, answered their phones and said yes or undecided. Okay, right. No, I've not had people be angry. Will you people leave me alone? That I have not gotten that at all.
Don't call me then.
But if they hang up, we mark hang up. And if they hang up more than 4 times, I think 4 or 5 times, then either we remove them from the list or we send a canvasser to their house. So, yeah. Well, you're going to be specific. Donate. You tired of getting texts that say chip in?
Yes. Oh
All
my
right.
God.
Because I'm already doing it. And oh my God.
Right.
We have a solution. Here's the
do.
solution.
If you come here, we have already picked 3 partner organizations, the ones that support our writing, phoning, and canvassing campaigns. They pay for the dialer. They're the ones that develop the scripts that we use. They help run the canvassing programs. You can click here and you can donate, and it'll be divided up 3 ways between these 3 organizations where we could not work without them: Activate America, the California Democratic Party, and the Bay Area Coalition. And you can make your donation once, or you can do it monthly, which they really love. And then, or you can make a donation. One, you just click here, and it's divided up 3 ways between Adam Gray, who needs the money in ACA 13, Rudy Salas, and David Min in a very tightly fought, again, a very tight race down in Southern California. And all these candidates need money. What we've done is research candidates who are underfunded, could really use the money, and who are not sexy. People don't give to house races. They give to the Senate races, but not to the House races. So if you want to give once and know this is going directly to someone who could use it, you can click here and you donate once. Now I donate and I say make it monthly so that even if it's just a little bit monthly, they can count on it for their budget. And also, even if it's $5 a month, that means the number of small donors that these people have will attract large donors, because they'll ask you how many small donors you have. And if you have a lot of small donors, you attract the big money. So I would highly recommend that you just stop donating everywhere else that, keeps bugging you for money, and support our partners. They could really, that infrastructure makes it possible for us to exist and do our work, and to support the candidates. So, and this is something you can pass on to your friends that are just too intimidated to do anything. It's, for some people, it's not for them. And you can say, but I donate. You can say, well, you don't want to donate to everyone. People might say, I'm donating to Kamala. She's got plenty of money. All right. Right now, she's got plenty of money. Why don't you donate to someone that really needs it, that has a chance of winning? I'm not going to donate to the guy running against Ted Cruz. It's wonderful if he wins, but it's a long shot. Okay. I want to go to where it's a really doable. So
Mhm.
that's under take action, donate strategically. And then
And
this is, yeah, go
Betsy,
ahead. Sure.
I'm just going to mention something before we move on to the calendar. I want to make sure that we do go up to the red banners at the top of the
Going to
screen.
talk about that. Right. You see, we
Yeah.
have up here our hottest thing. Most of them are from our, some of the action pages. But every time you come to our website, you can check up here to see what is we want to encourage people to do. Here it is, call voters. Here it is, text voters. And this is a wonderful video on the Stop 2022 Project 2025 briefing that we had with Congressman Huffman. It's a great hour watch. So we put that up there too. So this may continually change. So you want to look up here to see what it is that we most want to encourage people to do. And we do record, we do have a couple of really good presentations I'm going to tell you about that are indeed worth coming to, and then you can share the recordings with your friends. Everything is here, all of it, including our canvases, are in this calendar. And I'm going to address the calendar again at the end when I do a call to action. But right now we've populated through September. I'll tell you what, we are so busy here.
Oh.
You know, I'll tell you, when November 6th comes, then maybe I'll sleep. So you just click here, you'll see it. You click here, it'll take you right to a page that'll let you register and tells you more about it. We send out newsletters. I hope you've been looking for them. Susan spent a long time on these newsletters. There may be
Susan Morgan is our founder,
right? Exactly. Susan Morgan, our founder. Thank you. And you will get them occasionally, once every maybe week or 2 weeks. And they're full of information. She works very hard on them. And then I post them here. So if you ever want to see any, here was our special one to try to attract donors because the donations had sort of fell off. So we sent out a newsletter about that. And that has our newsletters on it. Under e-newsletter. And for resources, 2 things here that are wonderful is our electoral strategy. And this describes how we find our races. So if you're the least bit politically geeky and you want to know how we how we choose our campaigns, this tells you how we do it, how we go to the Cook report, how we do comparative in-district voter outreach. We examine how many in-district voters they have. That's how we knew the Central Valley really needed people from outside, and we look over electoral data, polls, even financial filings. We look at financial filings to see who really needs the money and who doesn't, because they cry poor. Then they file their finances. You know how they say, I need $20 by midnight? That's because they have a financial filing. Well, we look at the filings and we go, nah, they've got plenty of money. So we do all of that work for you here. So, and how we choose our partners that we work with. So I wanted to identify that with you, show you we're very serious. And I'm also the YouTube editor. So if you ever want to look to see what our latest YouTube videos are, we have them. These are, a lot of them are important presentations we've given, and not everyone can attend. And this is our latest state of play, which we give every 3 to 4 weeks right now. And it's an overview of what all of the swing races are and where we are starting to see movement, the Democrats, and sort of what the really critical races are. So you know where to look and not just be outraged by a lot of headlines. You want to know what's important, like Tester in Montana. See, that's important. This is very interesting. An intro to texting.
Now, why is that an hour?
Because she has a lot to say. Oh, you mean or this one?
Yeah.
54 minutes.
Oh, why isn't it 5 hours? Is that what you mean?
No, why is it an hour?
Oh, because it's a long. Well, not only do we present about the Senate, and we present about the House, and we present now about, this was on the eve of the convention, and we were talking about the national races, but then we have a presentation by each of our teams that here's how you can get active, and you can stop it then. So you can go for about 35 minutes.
Okay.
Because then
the
phone bankers come on and say, this is what you can do. And, because we want to get people action. Okay.
And is that the same information as texting people to tell them to join the campaign or to volunteer?
Oh, that's one of the teams that talks about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the texting team would talk about that. So you're getting part of that now. Here's the Stop Project 2025 briefing that was really good with Jared Huffman, who is our congressman. And here's the video, but you already, it's about hearing from phone bankers, and that's already linked on our phone tree. But I wanted to tell you about that. Okay, back to
the good thing about the YouTubes is if you're interested in something and you see the title, you can watch some of it, you can fast forward on it, and you can just focus on what it is that you want to hear about. So these recordings on YouTube are really helpful for a lot of people.
So yes, and there are people that just can't make it and really wanted to attend.
Right.
So that's what we do. Right. Nobody wants to watch a long video. I do. I understand that. Fast forward.
Yeah.
And plus I cut out a lot of stuff so that only the essential is there. Let's get started. So Nanda, do you want to talk about this slide, or do you not, or you want me to keep going?
Yeah. No, I'm happy
this
to
is your
because
slide.
Yeah, this is something where we say to people, okay, you're new to it. There's a lot going on. You're highly motivated. I mean, my goodness, you're sitting at 5:30 on a weeknight listening to us talk to you. So you're obviously very motivated. So what we're suggesting to our volunteers is that you make a note on your calendar. I know that if I don't put something on my calendar, it doesn't get done. Make an appointment for yourself with Indivisible Marin. Mine is 10 o'clock on Monday mornings. I kind of I'm scoping out my week. And the first thing I do is I go to our website and I look at those red banners at the top to see what's kind of like happening in the moment. And then I go to the e-newsletters where Susan, our founder, has selected a lot of information that our volunteers find very relevant and interesting and frequently inspirational. And I kind of catch up on myself. It's kind of like reading the morning paper. And then I go to my calendar. So you've got a couple things that you can do to kind of reconnect, kind of say, okay, here I'm going to get started. What's my work I'm going to do this week, to have a successful campaign for Democrats. And I do those two things at least. That's how I set myself up for a routine to get into action. Now, by the time you're doing this, you've probably already signed up to be on a team to do phone banking or texting or any of the other options and actions we talked about. And one of the things I like to encourage our new volunteers to do is, you sign up for a team that you're kind of like, that's my group. Those are my peeps. I'm going to be doing texting. But put your toe in the water. Just go to the phone bank and watch how it happens. You don't even have to decide, I want to be a phone banker. You can just sign up for a phone bank and see how it works and see how it goes. And you can put yourself in, you get put into a breakout room for somebody who's never done it before. Put your toe in the water for, what's happening with canvassing. Put your toe in the water for what's happening with texting. Because part of the thing that I do is that I call my team and I call all of our new volunteers to help them get into action. But you need to do more than one thing, change it up and make it interesting and make sure that you're engaging in something that really matters to you. So that is step one. And we're off the slide now. So I've lost
because all it was the calendar now.
Okay, now let's get started. That was calendar, and I talked about the news.
Yep.
That you're going to see in either the banners and the e-newsletters. Mm-hmm. And then step number 2 is when we get off this call, please go to the website and start playing around on it, digging into it. You'll see that even though Betsy covered a lot of what was there, it really was just a tour to whet your appetite and make sure that you understand that we have a lot of information there. There's a lot of stuff going on. And what we really try to do is create opportunities for people who want to do something. That there's a lot to do. And you can find an action that feels right to you, that you want to start with, and fits in your very busy personal, family, and business schedule, because we're all, have a lot of balls in the air. So that's how we've really designed how we do our work with Indivisible Marin.